Hello, I'm Dr. Andrew Chen from the Alpine Clinic in Franconia, New Hampshire. Today we're here at the Depew Institute to discuss the new Omnispan meniscal repair system. Now let's transition to the lab to go through the details of using the Omnispan system. The needle is removed from the paperboard packaging like so. And the latch on the applier is opened. Note the placement on the fingers where the needle tapers to the large diameter. This will ensure that the silicone tube and implants do not shift when putting the needle on the gun. The needle is attached with the slot containing the implants always facing up, and the latch is then closed to secure the needle onto the applier. Portal selection is very important. You want to maintain portal orientation as close as perpendicular to the repair zone as possible. When working on the posterior 1/3, always use the same side portal. When working in the middle or anterior 1/3, always come across from the portal opposite the side. Each needle has several landmarks for depth indication. The first single line is 10 millimeters from the tip of the needle. The edge of the silicone tube is 13 millimeters, also the start of the crosshatch pattern. The double line is 15 millimeters and the second single line is 20 millimeters. So it's important to clean up the portal adequately so that the implant doesn't get hung up on the fat pad. This is a 12-degree needle. After making your first plunge, you're ready to deliver the first backstop to the back of the meniscus by squeezing the large gray lever. You will feel some resistance as the implant is being delivered through the meniscus. It's very important to maintain enough counterpressure to ensure the needle stays at the appropriate depth. By keeping the large gray lever depressed as you withdraw the needle, you will lessen the likelihood that the suture could fall into the slot of the needle. Pull the small red trigger until you hear a click. This moves the second backstop from its resting position out of the way, high up on the needle, into a position where it can be deployed. If needed, it's okay to pull the red trigger multiple times. After pulling the red trigger, you should see the second implant at the 20 millimeter single line. Maintain a span of 6 to 9 millimeters from your first penetration and penetrate the meniscus again. You can go over or under the suture loop, but never through it. You have the ability to do this in just about any angle, be it vertical, horizontal, or oblique. Squeeze the large gray lever to deliver the second backstop. Again, it is important to note that there will be some pushback and you'll have to maintain some forward pressure to ensure the needle stays at the proper depth. Remove the applier and needle from the knee. At this point, we will use the free suture leg to tighten the repair. In the joint space, you should see two strands between where the implants were deployed and the free suture leg coming back through the working portal. We recommend wrapping the free suture leg around 2 fingers and pulling with a strong, consistent motion. Pull until the desired repair tension is achieved. Before cutting the suture post, the surgeon should probe the repair to ensure it is tight. So the 2/0 ortho cord is thread into the tip of the device and brought through, and it's important when putting the device into the knee that the thumb not be on the trigger, or you might prematurely cut your suture. So this is brought until it's flush, and while maintaining tension on the free limb, the trigger is deployed and the suture is cut. I would like to present 2 additional methods of tensioning the device. The first involves pulling slightly on the post to identify the loop that moves first. Capture that loop with a probe and pull back, tightening the other loop. Once that loop is tightened down, remove the probe and pull on the post to tighten and complete the repair. An alternative method of tensioning is to use a probe underneath the first loop of suture. Pull sequentially on the probe and the free suture leg, walking down the loops of suture until the desired tension is achieved. This technique is particularly useful in situations where tensioning seems to require a high pulling force or any time you wish to sequentially advance the suture loops. This is a 27-degree needle, and it's particularly useful when attempting repairs of the anterior horn or body. So the malleable graft retractor is placed across the anterior aspect of the knee. Okay. And because of the high angle, we're able to access points, including the anterior horn, that are not accessible by lower degree devices. So this would be a repair of the anterior horn and body junction. For this one, we will be using a straight needle. And when I deploy this, I'm rotating the implant so that it won't scrape against the medial femoral condyle during deployment. It's important that when the device is being deployed, that constant pressure be maintained. This is the second implant that has now been loaded to the 20mm mark. Now the suture is being tensioned. One of the advantages of this device is that if you penetrate and you don't like where you penetrated, like too close to the inner edge, prior to pulling the trigger, you can actually remove and replace the location that you penetrate the meniscus. So it gives you greater versatility in your repair. So in this case, 2 horizontal mattresses have been deployed on the superior surface. So to balance the repair, we're going to place one on the undersurface. And with tensioning of the suture, brings the meniscus into a well-balanced repair that's more anatomic. I hope you enjoyed our laboratory demonstration. Thank you for joining us at the Depew Institute.